Welcome back to CBS Mornings. We've had so many mass shootings lately, it almost feels like it never stops. You know why? Because it doesn't. And as if the sound of gunshots is just the drumbeat of life in America right now. That's what it seems like. It is so painful, but we have to keep listening, and actually we have to keep talking if we want it to stop. And that's what we're trying to do with today's story. Yesterday, a memorial was held to mark 1 year since an especially horrific incident, the racist attack that killed 10 people at Tops grocery store in Buffalo, New York. It's hard to believe it's been a year, but I can only imagine, Jericka, what those people are thinking. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
You've covered this story many times, and you're back again. This one has a personal connection to you.
It does, because, you know, I lived there, yes. I worked there early on in my career. It's truly a special place, a very close-knit community, and almost like a second home for me. Well, earlier this month, we sat down with 4 people who were each impacted by this tragedy. Jerome Bridges and Fragrance Harris Stanfield were working at the grocery store at the time. Zanetta Everhart's son, Zaire, was also an employee there. He was shot and thankfully survived. And Garnell Whitfield Jr. lost his mother, Ruth Whitfield, in the attack. If you could finish the statement, the last year has been...
Hard.
Hard?
Very hard.
Yeah.
Heartbreaking.
Very difficult, overwhelming.
Burdensome.
Burdensome.
Mm-hmm. It's been very heavy.
Yeah.
The last year.
The day of the massacre, Fragrance Harris Stanfield was working at the Tops grocery store along with her 20-year-old daughter.
I didn't die that day, my daughter didn't die that day, but this man walked past her twice while she's sitting, hiding in the store. I had no idea if she was alive or dead. I heard the gunshots coming closer. I did not think I was making it out.
What did you do?
I don't know. My brain still hasn't allowed me to see. I literally gave myself permission and like, it's okay, you can go. You've done what you're supposed to do. It's over.
I don't ever want to go through nothing like that ever again. That was horrible.
Jerome Bridges barricaded employees and customers in a conference room to stay safe that day. When Tops reopened 2 months after the attack, he went back to work.
What made me go back? 2 people. Once I found out her son was all right, that's when I decided to go back to work. His mother, God rest her soul, I spoke to his mother 20 minutes before the guy came into the store. That's what she always used to lift my spirits up. She was a nice, kind lady, and I wanted to shake your hand. And you're welcome.
A year is not a long time. Have you all had time to grieve?
No.
Absolutely not. No.
For me, for Zaire, it's like it happened yesterday. Every day, it's like it happened yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, you know, all of this attention being paid to the 1 year anniversary, remembrance, ceremonies, and I mean, I guess people, the community needs to, and that's good for some people. But for me, you know, I don't need help remembering. My problem is I can't forget.
This is every day for us.
Every day, all day, every day.
Every day.
Are there things that have stayed the same that you wish changed?
I mean, white supremacy is alive and well.
Well, that, yeah.
I mean, discrimination, racism, all of those things are still pervasive in our society, in our community, you know what I'm saying? So many of those things have not changed.
They haven't. After 5/14, the country heard it. Mm-hmm. They saw racism out there in their faces, but there hasn't really been any change to it, right? We're not really digging deep into domestic terrorism as a nation and dealing with it, right? And so, yeah, it's still the same. What has changed? We've changed, right? 5/14 changed each one of us, right? In different ways. And we've seen that we have to be the solution.
Right.
We now know, and others in the community now know their power. And they know they have a voice, and they can make change in their neighborhood, on their streets. And so that's definitely what's changed, because I know it changed me.
Jerome Bridges told us he recently started seeing a therapist. Zanetta Everhart, who you just heard from there, announced that she's running for city council. Garnett Whitfield, the former Buffalo Fire Commissioner, started Pursuit of Truth, a nonprofit organization addressing white supremacy and hate, of course, in honor of his mother. And Fragrance Harris Stanfield, a mother of 7, has not been back to work. She explained to me that she is still healing from what happened.
Jericka, you know, if you've ever lost anybody in your life that's close to you, a year is like a blip.
Yeah.
It feels like yesterday. It feels like nothing. And the thing that struck me yesterday was it was Mother's Day.
Exactly.
So all these people had to process these feelings on Mother's Day.
It'll never
I
be
was
the
haunted
same.
by it
Yeah.
yesterday
And
for them.
Fragrance talking about, I can't imagine you having this sense that you're going to lose your life and perhaps also your child, and you can't do anything about it.
Yeah. She said it was the cashier that had to calm her daughter down and say, don't say anything. So to be that close to it and just to imagine, you know, the nightmares and the healing and the work that goes into it, I think it was important to go back and tell their stories.
I'm glad you did.
So unfortunate we have to keep going back.
Yeah.
Because there are so many communities like this now in this country.
But that's why we have to keep doing it.
Very powerful conversation. And all of them are doing something positive to rebuild their community and themselves.
Powerful and necessary, Jericka, as always. Thank you very much.